Hello and welcome to the Smileyblue podcast. It is episode 8. I'm GMT. I'm joined as always by my... What is there to say about him anymore? The premier diabotical analysis now. It's Y2Jake.
It's evolving every week as I'm changing the cameras around because I've made an error. Hello, Joel. How are you?
How are you?
I'm all right.
Good. All right.
Yeah,
wonderful.
I'm just fixing stuff.
As usual, we are also joined by a very, very dangerous man indeed. It's FraZe.
Hello.
He's in a weird mood, so let's watch out for that.
He's absolutely
and our special guest today is Scucchi, third place finisher in EU teams. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good for now.
For now.
For now, until Cass shows up.
We'll get onto that in a bit, I'm sure. Although I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, Scuuchi, FaZe, both took part in EU teams. Used to play together. Now, unfortunately, apart.
We're enemies now.
Yeah, bitter enemies to the grave.
Kind of.
All right. How did the team tournament go for you guys? What did you make of it?
I'll leave it to Scucchi because I was speaking about last time about the tournament.
Can you repeat the question?
How did you feel about the tournament?
About the tournament?
Yeah,
I feel it went pretty good for me. I mean, we played a really good game. If we don't watch about the comms, we did pretty good overall. I think we could have just got almost second place, but I think Proof deserved it way more than us. Just for the communication, indeed, but even for the fact that he trained more than us. We just trained for like 2 weeks because I found them like 1 week before the tournament start, and then we trained the second week, and that's it. We didn't trade that much.
Well, you're super impressive for that, right? I mean, because you came over the top of the likes of 102, Nabufi, fucking 2.5 Men, like really good teams that have now been together for a long time.
I mean, I tried before with another team before joining Cast and Dungeons. That was me, Nico, and Polterizer, an old Italian player. That it's pretty good, but it didn't work out because Polterizer still needs some hours to farm in Diabotical because the game is pretty different. And then I got the opportunity to play with Dungeons and Cass, so I joined them. And Nico went back to his old teammates.
I was gonna say GMT and I were saying on the show like that your team seemed a little bit random. Like it felt strange that you had the 2 Russian guys and then you there as well. And
if you think about it, it's not really random. Cass is like, in theory, but it's not an in-game leader. It's the one who tells how to play, how to move, what you should do in the map. He doesn't do it in the game, but he does outside of the game, at least. And me and Dungeons are just the one who follows the orders. That's it. We are the one who aims and shoot. And it worked out.
Yeah, and we were... I don't think many people expected you to get top 3. The match against D-Slurp was certainly what we thought was an upset at the time. And every single time you guys were playing, you know, us on the broadcast didn't really know what to expect. But you just kept winning. You kept winning. And I didn't think you guys would be any good at Extinction, but you were fucking really good at it. And
yeah, your life lead, especially.
Yeah, you did so much damage as the life lead, so it was really impressive for us to watch because we saw almost like an underdog story, and you did need to get at FaZe's expense, but you did need to get to the final, and that would have been a crazy, a crazy listen at the end there, I think. But yeah, man, it was really
deserved, and deserved. If it would happen, it would be deserved. Nothing to take away from that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of good. If you think, the initial life lead was Dungeon in our team.
Okay.
But then we changed it in the meanwhile because if you think of the skill of the player, I actually am the best user of the railgun. And life lead in this game must be the one who just sits and go away. It doesn't have to take any risk. So it was best for me to play as life lead. And Ancestor, since he's better than me with rockets, he can push Wrong Brain to anyone else.
So FaZe, one step above for you, second place, an improvement on the last event, but still, a little bit of a ways off because 2Z, the champions in the end.
Mhm.
What did you make of the tournament? How do you feel about your result?
I would be lying if I said that the result was as expected. In practice, we were doing better than 2Z. Not perhaps much better, but it was definitely going between 60 to 40, 70 to 30. And it all came down to just how we played as a whole. I would like to probably take the blame for the MacGuffin the most. I kind of felt out of place in the MacGuffin matches, so that's something for me to improve on. The rest of the modes we did really good. We did really well. Even MacGuffin itself, if you look back at the actual stats, it wasn't one-sided. It often came to 99 and 2-1, and then then the Wipeout was the decider. That was 3-4 or 4-3 for them. It was all very close. Changing a few things here and there, and actually trying to understand how each player plays in that team is going to be beneficial for January tournament. I feel like it, and we'll definitely come back stronger.
I'd say you got like a nice long run at January now. I take it you guys are going to stick together as well, and you got a nice run up to January. And I think you guys, you don't obviously lack any firepower, and your comms, obviously we were allowed to listen in. I was really impressed with Bus Driver's comms. I know he's quite known for that anyway, but he's so clear and concise, and you guys were really good at making snappy decisions. As soon as a play was called, you guys just all followed no matter what. Couple of resistances from lifts here and there, like a couple of changes of mind, but on the whole, you guys, as soon as one of you said let's do this, you were all just on board and executed. It was really fun to watch.
I mean, you do have to trust in each other's calls. I think when it comes to any sort of sport, esports outside sport, you have to have the exact same mindset and approach. Is if you don't trust your teammates, if you don't trust the people in your team, you won't succeed. So unless you have that trust built between all of you in the team, then you will be struggling a lot for sure to get to top one.
So what do you think 2Z what are they doing better than other people? What do you think their strengths are? Because I think as me and Jake aren't exactly experts, we think 2Z are just sort of good at everything, but you guys would know more than us. What do they do really well?
They have more experience, I think. That's it.
Yeah, one of those things is they have a lot of experience. You have to date back to 2017 when that was the first time that they got World Championship. Klaus got Dual World Championship in 2017. 2Z got Team World Championship in 2017. So they are used to playing under high pressure. They're used to winning. They have the mindset to win the games. Their mental fortitude, it's really high. It's really good. But also the roles that they fill in as team members, they fill them perfectly. You wouldn't want to swap any of the players' roles. I'm not saying you don't have to swap the players out, but you wouldn't swap the roles necessarily.
And let's talk a little bit about Claus, of course, seeing him for the first time with 2Z in a long, long time, because previous tournament he was placed with James. Did Claus live up to expectation? Was he as good as people say, or do you think, FaZe, you've been, I think, a little bit more negative about Claus? How did you feel about his performance?
Performance-wise, I feel like he fills the role of a player that will go into the room, deal a lot of damage, but he needs guidance of a player like Silence to really perform well. And that's my opinion. You may disagree, you may not disagree. But this is why they're doing well, is because they fill those roles exactly as I said before, perfectly. You need to have someone that will guide that player. You will have someone that supports those two players, and then you have to have someone that does IGL. Right. So you go IGL, Silence Up, support role Atromi, and then opener of the damage or into the room is Claus.
Yeah, Claus started hitting really hard, especially in the final, actually. And I noticed on MacGuffin, just how well, like if they could get the capture in their base, if you've got claws on defense, just shooting whatever comes into the base, like what what better situation do you want for a player like that? And he started hitting really hard, and I called it over and over, like Silent Set, no matter who he's playing against, seems to just get every single red armor. That's like all he does. It's just get every single red.
Well.
Yeah, and it shows in the stats as well. So that was really impressive to watch. And Scuuchi, I wonder what you feel like playing. You said experience. Was there anything else that was particularly hard about playing against 2Z?
The fact that they difficultly make mistakes. They do not. I mean, they are always in the right place, in the right timings. I mean, or you do just better than them, and it happened. I mean, they are not gods. They are a person. You can beat them. But when they are in their game, it's really difficult to beat them.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I can fully agree with that. It's against 2Z, you don't want to be making mistakes because they won't make those mistakes, and each mistake that you are going to make is gonna benefit them at all times.
And well, I'm interested what you guys think of each other's teams. You know, previous teammates, FaZe now with Bus Driver and Lith, Scuuchi with Danchez and Cass. What did you think about your match together? What was really difficult about facing each other?
Actually, I did expect, to be honest, to be beaten badly by them, but we did way better than expected. We almost beaten them. Almost. I mean, in the last map they dominated us because they just played better position. They did a better tactics in Wipeout, but I expected better from them, to be honest. By looking at the members of the team,
I expected better of us. In all reality, that's not to take away from Scuuchi's team and performance. It was that we were making a lot of silly mistakes in MacGuffin and Extinction. Partially, as I said before, MacGuffin, a couple of the throws that I made were fucking horrendous. And it was, accumulation of little things like that can really impact the overall scoreline. And yeah, I mean, we made mistakes. They got better of us for those mistakes, and they almost won. They almost won because of that. And they did a really good job at doing it, and then we did a bad job at playing those matches.
Well, whichever one of you would have got to the final, like you guys obviously went to like all 5 maps. Whichever one of you guys went to the final would have had to have played, would have played a hell of a lot of Diabotical that day. Yeah, I would have been so tired if it were me.
It was 7 hours of Diabotical.
Of just pure fucking team mode Diabotical. That's quick.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting. So that's one thing to think about with the finals. It's a grind if you drop into that losers bracket, and yeah, props for doing it. Because all 5 maps was crazy as well.
If you're gonna play a tournament, but you have to be ready to play it all those hours consecutively. Yeah. I mean, you have to count it.
That's the benefit of when we play in tournaments, Joel. It's not a long day. It's very short.
I just want to mention one player actually before we move on to a topic I've got planned, and that's Liths. I thought Liths was an absolute star.
He was a fucking beast. Yeah, dude. I can't disagree more.
Like,
I mean, he
was rarely top damage, but the impact, like he's always making the lives of the opponents so difficult. He was getting doubles or triples in clutch moments. Like, Liths was sick.
His decision making in that tournament was phenomenal. Like, it was really on point, and there wasn't hesitation. I think that's one thing that we can look at it and look back at it and see is the lack of hesitation of making specific decisions in all the matches that were happening. So, yeah.
And I think Liths is one of those players like Silent Set that if you wanted to get better yourself, I would advise watching, because I don't think he has quite the mechanical skill of, say, you or Bus Driver, but he was doing stuff with his mechanics, like really making the most of what he's got.
I think he's mechanically really good as well. I think
he's really good.
People undermine him. I think he's really good, and I think he's better than some of the other top players. He's more consistent, put it this way.
Yeah, he did seem pretty consistent. That was the thing. But what I want to talk about, the planned subject, that's going to be life leading and how that's sort of developing over time. Because I think for us on the broadcast, the story a lot of the time was, the life lead player. So we'd be talking a lot about Pavel day one because he just kept 102 in games they didn't deserve to be in. Like they were in such a weak position sometimes, then they'd clutch it out because 5 lives down, Pavel would just refuse to die. Obviously, you guys both play life lead. Interested about Silent Sep life lead as well. I mean, I don't know where would you take this, Jake? What did you think of those players?
I think like being on the broadcast like made it it's different when you're watching at home, but when you're obviously spectating in the server, this weekend really like made me believe in Extinction, the mode itself, like because it was so fun watching these guys. Like every single tournament, the life lead situation just gets better, and watching Pavel on day one, like obviously the competition wasn't as strong as if on the Sunday, but sorry, on the Saturday. But yeah, especially against Gaia's team. No, that was a fun match actually. To be fair, not to talk any shit.
That was the best match of the weekend.
It was really entertaining to watch because it was just fucking carnage. But yeah, like it does show you that there's a real skill to life leading, and the fact that you've got a lot more responsibility than your two teammates, relatively speaking. It was great to watch, and I guess like you'll probably have different philosophies in life leading as well. You'll probably get some guys who just try and hide and literally just avoid fights no matter what, but then you've got more hybrid styles, kind of like Y2Jake, where you try and poke out and do damage at the right time as often as can. You've got to try and strike the balance between helping your two ghosts do damage while also trying not to take any in. I guess I just wanted to know, like, how do you see that like evolving, and do you enjoy playing that role as well? Either of you.
Do you want to answer first, or do you want me to go?
It's no problem. you can go first if you want.
Okay,
I'll go in a minute. I've played life lead.
Oh god, yeah.
What was that? Remember?
What, GMT?
No, that never happened. Actually, no, never mind.
GMT playing the game never happened. Go on in, FaZe.
I think it's already evolving. I think my team especially, at least I looked back at the VODs, and me and Liv were discussing about life leading. And I think definitely after this tournament, there's a lot of things to take into consideration that we haven't done yet. I think there's so much more that we can do as life lead and the ghosts together. I think that hasn't been really explored well. I'll leave that up to imagination. I'm not gonna spoil anything more.
Yeah, don't give away your tactics, mate.
I think there's so much that you can still do in Extinction, and people will figure it out in the next 2 months. And you will see a lot more diverse playstyles from Ghosts and Life Leads in the next tournament for both NA and EU.
Extinction started out that, at least that's what I've seen in the evolution of the mode, that teams before were like, okay, the guy that spawns near the big item will be the life lead. Then it transformed into, okay, no, it doesn't work out. Let's make roles. There is one guy doing life lead, and then 2 ghosts. 2 people that are rushing like idiots, trying to do as much damage as possible. That is the situation we are in now. I think we are. The next step is like, don't lose as much life before the first power up, because sometimes we reach the first power up that the match is already finished, or there is just the life lead with the lives, and there are already 2 ghosts, and that's, for me, it's wrong, because you don't have any possibility to come back if you make a mistake.
Interesting. And what was Silent Sep like to play against in his life league? Because he's
annoying little fucking shit.
I expected
trying
that.
to fucking locate that guy. I mean, it's like, it's not even locating him. You are aware of where he is. It's getting to him. That is the hardest. It's trying to catch him out in a position where you can do the most damage. It's fucking almost impossible versus that guy.
It's not even doing damage. It's not taking it. I mean, sometimes the ghosts, they find him, but they die first before doing damage. Because they take 2 rays and they are gone. Because they don't have stack.
Yeah.
Or you got to work your way through claws, right? That's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Latromi's pretty good as well.
That's what's
I always
funny
feel-
about 2Z is that you know who's going to do what, but you can't always stop it. Like, you know fucking Claws isn't going to be a good life lead, but he doesn't need to be because he just needs to just get in your way.
True, but
Yeah.
something that maybe FaZe can confirm in the scrim that we, at least my team, that we made against Cheesy, every time Silencept died 3 times in the start, so it wasn't a life lead. In the 90% of the scenario,
win.
they will lose. No, they will lose.
No, I mean you would
Yeah.
win as a team.
Yeah.
Versus that. Yeah.
Usually Latromi becomes the life lead, but they will lose because they are not used to play as life lead as Silencept is.
Yeah.
Well, and presumably Silent Sept doesn't know how to play Ghost as well either.
I don't think it's really that, because Ghost, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's brain dead. I mean, you can just rush with one gun like a rocket and just kill yourself and try to do as much damage as possible.
Hmm.
That's it. You don't care about living or surviving. You just want to kill him and stop.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like Carwick playing Duel, to be fair.
Does it a little bit, doesn't it? Just all in, all the time. I don't know. I got to bring him back up. Pavel. Anybody watch Pavel apart from me and Jake?
Yeah.
What do you think
No,
of
I
Pavel?
didn't.
He seems like weirdly good for his placement. Like, I think he deserves a really good team.
He gets tilted a lot very quickly.
Main
They
problem
really
about...
depend. Yeah, go on.
Go on.
It's his mental fortitude that I don't think will be beneficial for a lot of teams. It's like for some reason, if you attack him and he doesn't agree with it, he will just start spamming in text and chat, and it's like it kind I don't know, like he did that in a tournament as well. I think it was the qualifiers that he did it in, and it was like just focus on playing.
Oh,
Like
that's a
you're
shame.
wasting time not only typing, but you're like getting your you're not focusing on what you're supposed to be doing, and you're playing a team game. Like there's no time for you to waste on the external factors that you're not in charge of, right?
Right.
So that might be one of the issues. Like he is a good life leader, but then what comes in the package might be a little bit, worrisome for some teams.
Well, we are gonna talk about the thing, but I'm gonna let Jake talk about the thing.
Oh, yes. Here we go. All right. Obviously, we listen to your comms, Scuuchi. All right. And what I'm
They were
happy
on
with,
point.
right, as a, I'm assuming I'm older than you, but I'm 28 or whatever. But I feel like when I hear something like that, so like raw and like a guy really just not giving a fuck, I felt a bit sorry for you and Danchez a little bit, because I know Danchez is a bit younger as well, and I was like, oh, God, these guys need like a hug, or they need, I don't know, they need to get away from this guy. You seem to be taking it pretty well, though. You were laughing and joking with me about it a bit on the chat. You guys even said I just assumed you would be breaking off from that team, but
No, I don't think we will, just because I mean, there is nothing better. I mean, if anyone can find a replacement for me, Dungeons or Cass, but I don't think that they will better than us. I mean, as a player, who would you replace? Who would you replace Cass with? There is no one
yeah.
that at his level. Same with Dungeons with me. So why would we disband?
Well, that's noble of you to prioritize the performance than I guess, the social aspect. Because I think if I was in your position and I had some guy fucking ragging on the team all day, I think I'd tell him to go fuck himself, and I'd go and start my own team. But
I treat esports as a job, so it's the same for
we
me.
all work with
But
people we
brother,
don't like.
he don't give a fuck, brother. Don't give a fuck.
Main fact is that I don't feel the all the insults that Cass throws at me or at us. The one that feels it more, it's Dunchets actually.
Oh.
Maybe because it's Russian, so it feels more. And a lot of times, Cass switch and just speak Russian when he wants to insult badly. So-
Oh, it's so funny to just watch like Kash just fucking piling on in English, and then he suddenly just switches to Russian.
He ran
and
out of
keeps
words.
piling on.
I wanted to ask: has it
Oh,
always
mental.
been like that, or was he particularly stressed that day?
no. He's always like that. He's even worse. He was calm Saturday.
Oh, he
Sunday.
knew we were listening.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
because in the scream he just goes like, "This is it." The scream. We play for like 10 minutes. He gets angry. He mutes himself in Discord, and we just pick me and Danchel. That's it.
He's meant to be your leader. He's meant to be telling you where to go and what to shoot and stuff. But
No, later after the match is the scream is end.
yeah.
He will just come and do. You did this stupid mistake. You did these stupid mistakes. I
But
mean,
who's telling him his stupid mistakes?
Nobody.
nobody. He
That's,
doesn't make mistakes.
that's the
He's
problem.
perfect.
He's not fucking perfect. I'll tell you that.
I mean, just now I'm joking, but I do a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I clash with him a lot because I think that a lot of his decision making is wrong sometimes, and he doesn't get the whole vision about his teammates. What are they doing? On why are they doing what they are doing? And that's totally wrong. I mean, that's not how real teams that want to become top one works. But I mean, at least we made it to the third place, and that's okay.
Yeah. I guess, like, he's got a lot of experience and he's probably like a kind of grizzled veteran type person, right?
Yeah.
He's been here and done this all before. You two are kind of young and new to the scene, so he's probably just, flexing somewhat. Yeah, but I guess,
I mean,
does he just want to get the best results possible? Is that why he's so strong like that, or is he?
I just want to try to get the best result as possible. That's it. I don't care who I play with, as long as they are not cheating, of course. But they can be assholes, but I don't care.
Fuck, mate.
I just want to win.
You're tougher than me, I'll tell you that. And I was going to ask one other thing as well. Can't remember, but yeah, you guys got third place, putting up with that. It makes me wonder if you guys were all nice and friendly and got along. How much better could you be, or do you think it would just be the same? Because you started.
No, we will be even worse probably.
Because you started fighting back halfway through. I noticed you were starting to tell him like,
Cass, shut the fuck
"Shut
up.
up, Cass."
No, I
love
in the tournament I didn't fight back a lot because it was a time waste.
Yeah,
But
no point.
during screams, just there is dungeons like the little song that says, "Please stop! Don't do it." And it's kind of funny.
It's like the two parents fighting and
Yeah,
Sanchez is the kid.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it was great entertainment. I know GMT wasn't a big. You felt a bit uncomfortable, which I get. You're a nice
Felt
guy.
very uncomfortable.
You've got a kind heart.
Well, Cass is a prick.
I know.
He needs sorting out.
I mean, if this is online, if it was in LAN,
Oh,
it would be way different. But I hope he is in real life way different, because if it is not, it's problematic.
yeah.
Well, also, like, what annoys me is someone that, I don't know, I try and think about, how you go about competing properly. Like, he's not going to get the best performance out of himself. He's wasting his own time. He's not thinking pragmatic. Like, it's just fucking stupid, more so than it is rude.
He
But
doesn't. He doesn't care because he thinks that everyone's is bad at the moment in the entire competition.
Well, he's a
Apart
fucking
from the
asshole.
top two teams, he thinks that everyone is bad. I'm not
No,
joking.
He's one of them.
He's just wrong, though, isn't he?
He is wrong, but
Kind of. I mean,
winners have this way of thinking, man. They think everyone's their enemy. They think everyone's shit. That's a winning mentality, sadly, but he hasn't won anything yet, so maybe we'll calm down on that. But yeah,
I think you'll find proper communication, and like keeping other people's morale up is in a team sport much more important. Like, of course, there have been assholes in team sports history that go on to be all-time great, but there's usually some element of sort of inspiration about them. Like, if you know anything about Michael Jordan, he was an asshole, but he was also great. He sort of had this love-hate relationship with him. but he inspired you to do better. You know, it was constructive.
You know who's also an asshole? The too good guy in the chat.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad. Fuck you.
Do you wanna get banned too? Like five?
That would be funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we wanted to just first off, that's why I messaged you before. I wanted to just make sure you were all right, because again, I don't know what the dynamic is.
You weren't the only one. I received like 8 to 10 messages in private on Discord, like saying you are doing great, it's all right, are you fine, or stuff like that. It was pretty funny.
You've come out of the tournament like the biggest, again, our wrestling reference for Joel here, the biggest baby face in the EU team. You've come out as the biggest hero, and Cass is the biggest villain. And to be fair, as shitty as it was, and I don't think I would be able to like put up with it, and I know GMT was quite upset with Cass. As a storyline, it's easy for us to fucking talk about now. Like it's almost like a fun side story to your guys' success. And if you end up like doing better, and you get into a final or you win a tournament, then it's just interesting, right? It's interesting to see this guy be such a prick and you guys just telling him to shut up but still winning anyway. Like it's like a dysfunctional family. It's great. So I'm glad you see the funny side and you just don't really care, because that's a good way to be, I think. But we'll see how you do. If you bomb out last place now, Scuuchi, I'm not going to be happy with you whatsoever. I would have told you should have got out while you could.
Okay.
But let's see.
Well, moving on. We are going to talk to a man who had a lot of pressure on his shoulders this weekend in the EU teams. Y2Jake, analyst extraordinaire.
Let's talk about me.
Let's talk about you.
How long we got left? Hour?
You've taken FaZe's job. No, it was EU.
I took
FaZe
James's job.
You've taken Death's job. Or James's job, whoever. Anyway, how did you find it? What did you think of it? You going to be back?
Well, yes, I am going to be back, but not because you nearly sabotaged my chance of coming back by lobbying for me. No, I was asked the day before, literally the day before. I think they wanted Waz. He said no, so I was second on the list for some reason. Not sure why, but yeah, I don't know. I to be honest with you, I totally winged the whole thing. Jahar was sending me like links to click on and register and stuff, and I didn't know what I was doing. In fact, the first time I met Jahar, he was talking to me and I didn't have my headset switched on. I was like, oh, this is a fucking good impression, isn't it? A good first one. Yeah, and I've painfully gone back and watched through. Like I didn't watch for a couple of days, but I watched back, and I hated everything I said and everything how I sounded. I struggle watching the podcast back, to be quite honest with you. Every time I talk, I skip that part, but yeah, I mean, it was fun, and I've been asked to come back for the NA Duel, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. It was good fun. It was good fun to do it with you as well, Joel. I know you were quite nervous beforehand because you've gone from having people that actually play at a high level to little old me.
Yeah. Well, I also
think we did all right.
It's actually like so in life in general, like I'm at my best when I have a little bit of anxiety about me. So it's like when I'm with James, he's something of an authority figure, you know, he's the man that writes the check. So I have this low level social anxiety that keeps me awake. Whereas it's something that's happened with other casters in the past, and I was worried was going to happen with you, is that I would just get too comfortable, and then I don't quite engage in that same way. Like I don't have the same energy. But I mean, I think everyone thinks you did great. I thought you did very well indeed. You know, your first time doing it, so not perfect, but you surprised me with your knowledge. I mean, I think you had a brief session with Ved Medic, didn't you? A bit of an education in the team modes.
Yeah, he was telling me what the rules are and stuff like that. But no, I spoke to Ved Medic the night before. I was like, can you just give me like a rundown of what like a slightly higher team would think about stuff? And busted out a few lines from my little notepad during the broadcast, which helped me out. But honestly, that the team comms is the real MVP of the broadcast. Like that really helps us out because we can throw it to them as often as we like, and it gives us a little breather. And fuck talking about team mode for 7 hours solid. Like no one wants to hear us two doing that the whole time. It's a lot of talking, and you know a lot of the modes, the story of the game is told better within the team comms themselves. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think some people have made maybe to me this is just inflammatory, but like they've made the statement that it would be better entirely as comms. But I think that they're great as sort of an ancillary thing. They'd get tiring just on their own because they allow us to then pick up the story, and it augments everything we do. So I still think that there's huge value in having, you know, that casted duo there, using the comms, and the timing of that I think is also quite particular. Like there are some moments you really want to catch on comms, and then other times it's actually not that interesting. If we've listened to a lot of proof today, and it's the beginning of a marina round, we already sort of know what's going to happen, what's going to be said. We want to catch them when they're losing or they're winning or there's a big moment, right?
Yeah, definitely. And like, especially, you know, on the second day, like Cass was such a hot topic. Like when they would like lose a round, I was like, we need to fucking go listen to Cass comms right now. It's what the chat want. Like, let's see how angry he is. And I think later on in the day, he had muted himself, like you said, Scuuchi, or he at least was very quiet and would only say a couple of bits. But yeah, it was interesting. It was fucking tiring, man. Like 7 hours just talking about the game. And we only get, like, I know I'm not complaining, but we only get the 5-minute break in between matches. Like I'd run and, you know, use the bathroom, grab a drink, and that one day we had 10 minutes. I like had to wolf down like a small meal to keep going. You know, it's interesting, but it's I obviously loved it, and yeah, I'm glad. I'm not expecting to do it all the time, but you know, anytime I get asked if I can do it, I'll do it for sure.
FaZe, you've been on both sides of the microphone. What's the difference in terms of like the pressures? Does it feel quite similar to competing, or is it a lot less intense?
I feel more pressure. I felt more pressure doing casting, but that's because there's a lot of factors. Like one of the biggest factors is my accent, and I'm very self-conscious of it, and also because I'm a foreigner. And even though I've been living in UK for a long time, sometimes it takes a while to like process certain things happening, and then just outputting them into English. Like I don't really think in Polish anymore. I do think in English, but then it's like there are some situations where you listen to somebody, or you see something and you want to say something, but it just takes like a second or two to process, and that itself puts a lot of pressure. Well, I put pressure on myself doing that because it's a self-conscious thing. So yeah, I definitely more pressure casting, and then also like not talking bullshit, making sure that you are energetic enough and that you don't, you know, speak like this all the time like I did the first time, because that's boring. Like people don't want to watch that. Like let's be honest, right? Like one thing that I could learn from that experience that I casted with you guys is that I was super fucking monotone, and that's the reality of it. And you know, it's unfortunate, but that's good to look back at it and have people tell you that, and then you can look back yourself and be like, yeah, I was actually monotone and I would like to improve on that. But in reality, there's so many better people, even people that probably are first starting to cast, that are better than me. So you know, that was probably a one-off thing, and I'm happy I enjoyed it, and I think I would leave it at that as well, because there's people that are way better.
Like Y2Jake.
Yeah.
Just another person. Don't make me feel sick.
Just another. Well, I never get any feedback, so I must be perfect.
Well, you're the last man standing. You're there every time, mate. You must be doing
I've survived, mate. I've survived. Me and Jahar, we're always there. They can't get rid of us because we got dirt on them. It's all blackmail. When you go to the top of the good studio. Anyway.
So many reasons.
Jake casting his first event. What else we got? TimCon monthly. Duel tournament. I casted it. It was a corker.
I wonder who won.
Oh, I wonder as well. Dude, it was sick. Agent won, but he lost in the winners. He had to go to losers finals. And then he almost got knocked out. But for some reason, that man just refuses to die. We do just have to give Agent his sort of weekly shout out on this show, because it's what happens. He also won later that day the Zen Sports Duel, which was cross-region. So I believe it was mostly played on NA servers, but top 5 were all CIS or Russian. So good
best
stuff, EU boys. Really sticking it to the NA guys. I don't think our panel is going to have much to say about Agent winning, but has to be said. He's done it again. Did lose to Dazator in winners finals. Almost lost to Karvik in losers semis.
That's expected in a way. They always clash. Those three always clash with each other.
Right. But we almost saw, like, Agent was one map away from losing, which we've never seen before. And then, of course, he comes into the grand final in 3-0s because that's just what he does.
Scuuchi,
One more.
I was going to just ask Scuuchi something quickly, actually, just about Duel, because you've played a little bit of Duel on the. I know you're quite high up on the leaderboards. Is it a mode you enjoy, or have any desire to learn more about and get better at?
Actually, it should be my main mode.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but for some reason, during tournaments, not in ranked, I feel the pressure and sometimes I choke. So I lose to opponent I shouldn't lose to, and I win to opponent that I shouldn't win to. So it's kind of strange sometimes. In fact, during ranked, I don't have any problem. Maybe I just lost once to Dazator in ranked
Really?
in all this time. Yeah, but in tournament, I got beaten badly by him. Don't know why. Probably the pressure or just mental stuff. Still had to work on it because I just got experience during Italian Duel tournament, but the scene is really different back in the days on Quick Champions, where pretty much I won every tournament I went to participate.
Easy money, mate.
Not really easy money because as literally doesn't pay. Doesn't want to pay.
Theoretical money, easy.
The only good thing that I got from Italian tournaments was the backstage pass for the Lucca of the last year, 2019, where I went as a guest. Porterizer won the one of the year before in November 2018. At least he got to play, but I didn't got to play in 2019. So it was kind of cool because at least I saw some of the pro players, and I saw what they were doing, how they were playing. It was kind of different. It was a good experience for me.
Nice. Will we see you play in the December Jules tournament?
Of course. In fact, I'm gonna prepare for it. And something I'm looking forward to prepare is the AIM Arena AU tournament by Fatality.
Oh,
That's
mate.
something.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
The 25 rounds tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to win it.
Mate, I think EU have got some, obviously a handful of really top aimers that are all gunning for that.
We got Sirius, we got Danchazos, we got me, NZ.
Bus driver.
We got Fire, but hey, he's banned. We got the bus driver.
Look at Joel's face.
I think it's
I'm
between these
Fireball.
guys. Then there is FaZe, obviously, but FaZe is
Just give me rockets, I'll fucking get top one.
Exactly. I mean, is the one that he will not play by shaft, but he will try to out aim with rockets and then
And other
finish with
weapons.
shaft.
I don't give a shit about shaft. Yeah.
But
I couldn't
the
care
real
less about that.
question: who's casting? Jake, you casting that? Am I casting
It's
that?
a long old day. That
That's a good
29
question,
rounds.
actually.
29.
No, it'll be
Yeah, but
Fatality.
Fatality
and...
pays.
Fatality got him and his little. He had a little crew last time, didn't he? He had a few.
Yeah,
people...
but they were NA.
So
Come on.
Fatality
You gotta
is
let
NA.
the
His
youth
tournament,
group-
his rules.
Yeah.
No, this is bullshit.
We need to write him an email at fatalitybrand at fatalitybrand.com. Or
Tell-
whatever.
Right, I'm
him.
doing that. You run the show.
You should
I'm on
tell him that you're gonna be eating his gamer food on stream and supporting his motherboards and his
Yeah.
old headsets.
He
and
likes
then he'll
golf.
give it to you.
And poker. He likes poker, Joel.
Easy.
I like poker.
You like poker, yeah.
I got a whole shelf full of books of it.
Yeah.
And
you're still
yeah,
£13
anyway.
up, aren't you?
So I haven't played in a while, so yes, £13 up. Minus £50 on books.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, Ash is casting it.
Australia. Ash's card. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Nice one, Ash.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Camma wins in Australia, Jake. Talk to me.
I don't know if anyone's watched the Kuachi Cup's Australian Duel final.
I got a funny thing to say about the Kuachi Cups.
Go
If you
on.
wanna,
Yes.
I tried once to participate in a Kuachi Cups
Okay.
in Quake Champions. I woke up at 6 a.m. on Saturday, no, on Sunday exactly, just
The
to be
Sabbath.
told, no, if you got to 300 ping, you can't participate in this tournament.
Oh.
But you didn't write it. Oh well, It's not our
You
problem.
got some enemies in Kuachi cups. We need to wait
I
till the
mean,
LAN.
the admin never told me,
Yeah.
even if I written to them way before, that if you got like more than top ping, you couldn't come in and
Well,
play. And
that's-
that was me, for me, was kind of stupid. I mean, I can understand why would you do that, but you had to write it. If you don't write it, like in the NA Cup,
No.
I will play in your server with all the disadvantage, like 3 to 400 ping, no problem. But I will play.
Well, Scuuchi, they watch this show, so anything else bad you want to say about them, just go ahead, and they will hear it.
That's just it.
Yeah, so the Kuachi Cups, they had the duel final. Steege didn't play, I don't think. I don't know why. I haven't asked him or anything, but it was a FraZe Camma final, which is obviously quite expected. But the reason you need to go and watch it, if you haven't, is at game 1, right?
I will post a link in chat.
Please do. It was Camma vs FraZe. I think Camma was visiting FraZe or FraZe visiting Camma, one or the other, right? So they're twin brothers. They were playing in the same room.
Oh no.
And they had this genius idea on the broadcast to get them all in Discord, kind of like the team comms. They muted everyone in Discord so they could talk. They could obviously shout obscenities at each other within their room, but we could hear it on the broadcast as well. And it is just like FraZe's stream come to life. Literally, FraZe going fucking ballistic at Camma, and then Camma just poking the bear, saying like, "Get some frags, cunt," and why are you pushing that? And it was great. They only did it for game 1 because FraZe said that plugging the microphone into his PC made him lag. So they only did it for the one game.
Okay.
I don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, is what I say to that. But Camma won pretty handsomely. I think FraZe was so tilted from game 1 that he didn't really play like the FraZe we know. But I encourage anyone to go and watch it, just purely for the comedy. Also, their dad was in there as well in chat, saying stuff like, "FraZe, I've got $100 on you. Don't fucking choke." Also, he said stuff like, "FraZe got his aim from his mum." He was also on the Discord briefly saying stuff like, "Forward these ports to play on LAN." It was a fucking mess, but it was great fun. It was the most Australian duel I've ever seen in my life, and definitely recommend it, even if you just watch that game 1 on Skybreak, because
Definitely have to watch it,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious. But Camma's looking dominant over there. Obviously they're sort of trapped in their own scene, but Camma is looking like the best Australian jeweler right now. He won handsomely versus Steege in the last one a couple of months ago or whatever it was, and then he's just beaten his twin brother this time as well. So yes, good to watch, and he's really fun to watch. Camma, he's got some of the gnarliest rockets I've seen so far, up there with Agent, and his combat is just crazy good. So yeah, definitely worth a watch, guys.
Everybody, because I look, the link is in chat now. I still haven't watched that. I need to get on it, but I'm sure I will soon enough.
Give me my camera down, by the way. So just give me a second. I'm still
It's
here.
all right, face.
It's a nice little pose. It's frozen on there, though, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's good, mate. Good.
You're pondering.
I'm gonna do something slightly uncouth for a podcast, and that's read something out for a while. So enjoy. We're gonna talk about the update, basically. So new queue system, daily rotation, public lobbies emphasized. I'm also going to include in this conversation the dev update, which the notes were that map voting and map playlist for community matches are planned. The play screen is planned to receive some changes, bring back quick play and display ranked community matches on a list with labels distinguishing each. Leaderboards will be returning after some redesigns. Season 1 will be extended until around mid-December. It'll be possible to select and will be possible to buy the Season 1 Battle Pass. Season 2, if you haven't completed it, will be possible in the future. Rune CTF mode, Wipeout mode with a shop that we're always talking about, and some of the maps from Season 1 mapping contest will be ready, maybe, to go into Season 2. And then most excitingly of all, boys, Christmas game mode. All right, I don't have any opinions on the game. Does anybody else?
Actually, I think they did a pretty good job by removing a lot of the queues because the waiting time was becoming way too much, way too long. So it was pretty much impossible to play if you wanted to do some ranked match at least at medium to high elo. The main thing that I would change, in my opinion, is the fact that ranked mode should be solo mode, even the team modes. because at the moment, if you queue as a solo, you can end up against a team, and that's just stupid in a lot of ways. I mean, Elo, in the way it is at the moment, doesn't display how good are you, or if you actually deserved it or not. So that's just stupid to me.
Yeah, I think the first time I played the new pickup system, I was able to get 2 TDM matches, 2 CTF matches, 2 MacGuffin matches, which are modes I haven't been able to really reliably play for a long time. I do agree with the fact that it's hard to get like a nice balanced game sometimes. I think I went into MacGuffin on my own and I had Truck on my team, that you know, Joel, and we was against Nico and Lincoln, who just absolutely crushed us. Just wasn't even close. But at the time, I didn't really care. I was like, oh, at least we've got a MacGuffin game and whatever. But yeah, I think it can be refined, and I know this is only version 1. They'll do updates, I'm sure, to help with the balance and stuff. But the fact that I'm able to just go in and potentially get a TDM match now is fucking amazing. I don't have to rely on what queues they put in or try and organise it through a Discord. I can just set it up, leave it there. And the benefit of being like having a stream that people come and watch sometimes is that people are likely to click on your pickup. So I do encourage anyone who does stream, try and get games with your viewers, set up pickups, advertise it as you go, because it's so good to be able to just have it displayed clearly on the menu, and I know they're going to make it clearer anyway. So for me, just being able to play other modes other than Wipeout and Duel and Aim Arena reliably is really fucking good, because I really want to learn TDM and CTF and that kind of stuff.
True, but why? One question from a perspective of a new player, not an old player from Quake Live. Why would you play TDM or CTF where they are not even esport mode? There are no tournaments for it. It's useless to play them.
Well,
And actually,
They're fun.
Extinction and McGuffin are fun, and Wipeout are already funny to play. I mean, I can understand why would you play them in private with friends, but why would you do some pickups on a mod that you don't need to train?
Because the community always
Yeah.
was playing TDM and CTF pickups, and it's something that is part of Quake and has been in Quake for a long time. So it's, for some it's nostalgia, for some it's something that they haven't played in Quake yet, so they want to try it. But it's ultimately it's a lot of fun. It's like, I think there was some new players on the frags.net pickup channel that never really played TDM. The competitive TDM, so 30-second respawn timer with weapon drops, whatever. So they get to experience it, and because there were some good players playing with them, they would guide them, they would tell them what to do, and then they started enjoying it. So I think it's not a bad idea to have it.
Yeah, Scuuchi, I'm kind of with you, because I'm new to AFPS along with you, and I understand what you're saying. If you're playing in tournaments, someone like yourself might not want to jump in to learn TDM because it's, you might as well play Extinction, right, and get better at it for your, for the tournament and the team. But what's obviously really clear coming into a game like this or a genre like this is that the game itself is so segregated inside it. You'll get a group of people that only like playing TDM. You get a group of people that used to love CTF when they were younger or whatever, and they just want to play that. You get people that only play Duel, So I think
that's totally true. But it's the same problem that there was with old players on Quake Champions. There was this discussion that I got a lot of time with player like Porterizer about ability. In this case, in Diabotical, there are the Weebu that he hates, but he doesn't want to use a lot of times. And there is this stuff about old players that want to play an old game. Why? Things evolve. Just get over it.
I agree to a certain extent. I guess some people, obviously people like me, I just want to play a fun game, so I don't really care if Extinction's in the tournament. If I prefer playing Capture the Flag, I'm just going to play that, right? But, you know, those guys that want to play the old games, they're not going to then start making money in the new games, and that means new players like you and others can rise up and take their place, right? I think that's the whole point.
That's totally true.
Yeah. But just back on topic a little bit, like I say, the fact that you can now set up a game and it's not a secret, you know, people can see on the main menu, oh, I kind of fancy playing a TDM as it's sat there and there's 3 out of 8 players there. I'll join it as well, and it's worked really well so far. I'll be intrigued to see. I'm assuming it works really well in smaller regions like Australia and maybe, you know, like South America or whatever, because for them, just seeing any couple of games on the main menu, they're going to probably just join it regardless, right? Because they know they're going to at least get a match. So, yeah, overall, I think it's a really good change for me.
FaZe, talk to me.
What you want to hear?
How's
I
it-
like the changes.
How's the pickups in WoW doing?
WoW is doing good. Am I logged in? Yeah, I'm still logged in.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'm not playing while I'm here. But
For now.
it's the changes is for me. I trust the team, the people behind it. So whatever change that they want to put up, it's they obviously did some research on it. Well, perhaps maybe not, but
Let's try it.
I think like either way is the right time to try things out. If the community likes it, you'll get the feedback. And this community is not, they're not shy from giving too good feedback. They're not shy to give Raven or Firefrog feedback. They're always there on Reddit to just give feedback. And if the team likes it, they put it in. And if it's something that will help the game, they will do it. And so far it's been positive. Feedback from the community about the changes to the UI and the pickup system and how it's done. Obviously, the UI needs to look better because at the moment it's in shambles. But again, this was something that was done with the new tech, and if there is a new tech, then you have to design new UI for it, if I'm not mistaken. So, for me, it's a good change, and it seems like people also like it.
But FaZe, what if I can't play AIM Arena when it's not on the daily playlist? What do I do?
Oh, that's the thing. I think that I think that's the only thing that people complain about. Out of everything, I think that was the only thing, and I'm not sure what would be the solution. Putting it back.
No,
I
but
don't know.
it's just like there's a thread that it's like one guy saying, "This is the final straw. AIM Arena isn't on there every day. What am I going to do?" And it's like, just fucking make a pickup. You've just got to look for one other guy. It won't take long, man. But yeah, no.
I think it's also to do with ranks. People play for
Make
ranks,
friends.
and they want to be, the top. They want to be displayed on the leaderboards. So it's like as soon as you introduce something like that and then you take it away, some people will get annoyed about it, and it's a natural reaction. But the guys were saying the leaderboards are coming back, so those people shouldn't worry too much about it.
Agreed.
Let's talk about the Wipeout mode that may one day be. We all excited about this? Are we a little bit hesitant, or what do we think?
Excited. Full on excitement. As we spoke last time on this podcast, I think it's going to be an improvement to the game mode itself. It's going to definitely involve a lot more strategies. It will involve a lot more fun, I think. If you can, buy as a team, or if you can buy for your team, or you buy individual items, I think that can only make the game mode a lot more fun.
What are the changes? Maybe I didn't know there is a shop in the
Oh,
Wipeout.
Yeah, so between rounds, you're going to be able to buy upgrade. So I think the idea has been stuff like upgraded LG knockback, or maybe lower fire rate here. Or I think the coolest thing to do is if you could buy different movement. So if you could buy crouch sliding or race physics, I think that'd
I
be
would
sick.
love that.
I don't, but because I got a different opinion of movement. I don't like when a game does have different movement. That's what I didn't like about Quick Champions, because you will never master it properly if you have always to change the movement style. You will just master one, and the other two will be always meh.
You can master them. It takes time.
Yeah,
It's for
it
people
takes
to
a lot
yes,
of time.
yeah.
Not everybody has the time if they have a
No,
job
no.
We should
or
watch
they
me
have a
play.
life.
Should watch me play time trials, boys. If you want to see a non-master, God. But yeah,
Still
stuff
can't
like
beat you on that.
can you know,
This can't get down to 26. 26 seems really low, Joe.
I'm gonna play it after this. I'll show you how
Are
it's
you
done.
really? I think I got 28 first go, and then it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But things like upgrade. Like if you could upgrade your LG in some to make it better, like you got to be excited about that, Scuuchi. You're loving that, or like
Yeah,
both
Zailgun and LG are my main weapons, so
your
obviously.
jam. Yeah. Yeah, I think Wipeout 2.0 is exciting. I'll be intrigued to see what they do. And he mentioned about like Rune CTF. I wasn't around playing that kind of thing. I don't know what runes mean. What does that mean? Does anyone know?
Quick to CTF. If you Google it, I don't know too much about the mode myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the runes would be doing.
But it's
I
based
think
off of
like,
an old game type, I presume. Yeah. From
yeah,
Quake 2.
it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar.
Okay. I just want to see a CTF again because to me that's like a classic mode in every game, right? And I had a lot of fun. We play tested some of the new CTF maps last night on my stream, and it was great fun. The new maps are pretty cool as well.
Oh, the level of quality of these maps that, like, so apparently they've done very little testing on the mapping contest team maps, which is shocking because the level of the polish on some of those is absolutely crazy. Nunu Star CTF map is one of the best looking maps in the game. Yeah, there's some really good stuff out there, which, you know, it's kind of a shame that we're not playing it and we're not accessing it because some really cool stuff's being made. So yeah, hopefully that picks up a bit. And I think Rune CTF, the big thing is grapple hook. There are different types of grapple. So there's a grapple that you shoot, hits a point, and then you drag towards it. And then there's another where you swing. Hopefully they go for a swinging style. It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that more advanced movement, at least in my opinion, is almost always a good thing. And if we can add more movement options, I'll be a happy bunny.
Oh, Napalm just said some of the runes will be like 2 times damage, half damage taken, haste, which is 2 times fire rate, regen, and life leech. So kind of like they sound like power ups to me, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you can buy, like, you'd be able to buy those in Wipeout. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, that's season 2 sort of on the way. Christmas game mode. Who knows? Well, that's going to be. Might be another PvE thing. That'd be interesting.
I kind of hope that it's going to be like, and obviously I have no idea. I don't know, so I'm just spitting out bullshit here. But I would like to have something similar to, you know, the Weebles that we currently have in game. Have like a Wipeout game mode, but you only have fucking Weebles.
Like
and those
snowballs.
Weebles are snowballs.
Yeah.
And you just fucking throw it at each other, and you try to either kill each other or throw each other out of the map, and they act like explosion Weebles.
Yeah,
Mate, yeah, I'm into
like, that would be cool.
Little fun stuff like that. I'm fucking all over that because I get tilted in the serious modes, and I just want to play something fun.
Yeah, you want to play, you know, something fun with your friends that you can just, you know, joke around and not have to fully focus.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Having fun. And we definitely have lots of that. Definitely.
Knowing the guys, the Christmas update will probably come in January, but it's cool. Like the Halloween one, slightly.
January 2022.
Slightly.
Hey, it's going to be good. I'm looking at the running order. I think we're about done here, which means we come to the community goings on section of the stream. This weekend, another Girls' House event. Jake, you're involved?
Yep, me and Scraws on the stream. I think it's, again, there's loads of subs up for grabs, right, for these players. I think it's all weapons FFA, so that's going to be interesting to try and cast that. They have a vote, right, so they have a vote about what mode they want to play. MacGuffin nearly won, which I was kind of hoping it would, but it's not MacGuffin, it's FFA. But if you want to hang out with Scraws and I on the stream, it's pretty chill and fun. So yeah, that'll be us on Saturday. I think that starts at 8 p.m. Central European time, so an hour before this. But yeah, that'll be us on Saturday.
Twitch.tv/girlshouse
GG.
Girlshouse GG. Yeah. Also this weekend, of course, official NA duel. That means test series. Saturday will be the qualifier. Sunday will be the playoff. That will on Saturday be community streamed, and then on Sunday officially on twitch.tv/Diabotical. Nixia on Thursday, the Dash tournament number 4, Dash Bracket 4, I believe is what it's called. That's going to be on twitch.tv/Nixia. I'll put both the links to the stream and the Smash GG in the chat now. And then, well, the big announcement we'll save for a moment. I believe, Jake, you wanted to say something about pickup.
Well, we had in our little thing the mapping contest, right? So the mapping contest is over soon. We need to help out the mapping Discord test some of these maps, especially the team maps. Like I said yesterday on my stream, I was hosting just some community games. We played pretty much all of the new ones, right? We didn't play the TDM Classic mode. We played like the noob version where the weapons spawn quick. But we played 4v4 on the TDM maps. We played some CTF, and we played on all 3 McGuffin maps as well. If you're gonna play on these maps with your friends and stuff, try and hit up the mapping guys, because they might come and sit and spectate in your game, because at the end of the day they need to try and judge these maps, or stream them and send a VOD, something like that. Just help the guys out a bit, because despite everyone wanting new maps, there's very few people actually volunteering to fucking play on them and help the guys out, and at the end of the day the game's going to be the one that suffers, right? We want the new maps to be better than the old maps, and then we want the maps after that to be better than those maps, and
basically, if you don't come and you don't test and you don't give feedback, don't come back and bitch about the maps.
That's what I'm saying.
Because everybody here is trying to help out the game, and I think if you got any feedback, message Napalm, message Stickflip, message me, message Mangly, message Joel, message Jake, message any one of us here. Message Jake, just spam him, just lobby him.
Any circumstance at me. All right.
Either way, yes, we need to post the Discord link for the mapping Discord.
I will do that now.
Nonetheless, again, if you're testing with your friends, whether it's dual maps, team maps, race maps, just give feedback to the people that you know, or people that you know that they can forward the feedback to. And then that way we can, the mappers can improve on their maps. And then once the maps go into the game, they can be in the best state possible, so that you guys don't complain and you actually enjoy the maps more so than you wouldn't without giving feedback.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say my piece. Okay, especially if you're someone who streams Diabotical, play it with your viewers. Just do something just to get games on these maps. Don't worry about them being a big skill difference, because you can just mix the teams up. We had Nico jump in yesterday. We had Napalm jump in. Stickflip came and just watched like a weird voyeur from the spectator thing. And the fact that now your pickups are on the main menu, it's so easy to get people. We had people jumping in and out all night. One thing just to bear in mind at the moment, I think it only appears on the main menu once you start the match. So even if you don't have a full lobby, just hit start match. You can sit in warm up and people will just come in and out, and then as soon as you get full lobby, you just hit F3.
You'll get notified,
yeah. You're good to go. So I just wanted to put that out there, because we want to try and help Napalm and the lads get some good fucking maps for us all to play, right? So, and I'm sick of playing fucking Frontier. All right, I don't want to play that anymore. Sorry, Promise. Yeah. But I don't.
Why? It's the best duel map.
Scuuchi, I'm going to kick you off this call.
Hold on.
No, don't mute me, my face. Don't
LG players.
I'm not going to mute you. You're already my ex-teammate anyway.
Fucking LG and Pincer player over here. Of course he likes Frontier.
I mean, it's actually my best duel map. It's of course that I liked it.
That's
Something that actually I enjoy it the most is the fact that the main difference between Diabotical and Quake, that every map in Diabotical feels good, almost. At least I didn't like. I mean, on Quake Champions, there were some maps that when I was gonna play it, for example, on my opinion, Rise of Sarnath, Blood Covenant, were boring, were so fucking slow instead of the smaller one. In this game, I don't feel the same. I feel like the maps are pretty much all similar, all balanced the same, so they feel the same way. Or you like them all, or you don't like them all.
Yeah.
Or you dislike them.
Well, I hate to rain in your parade a little bit, Scuuchi, but some of these new maps are very... they're there's a lot of adventurous changes. For example, there's maps with no red on them. There's a map with no shaft on it. I don't know how far that's gonna get. There's a map with no pincer, I think, as well, or something.
I hope there is a map with no rocket, so Carrick will lose.
I hope there's a map like Eye to Eye where it's just one open area and you just, duel each other in the middle of the map.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just want the maps to be as good as possible. That's all. That's my piece.
Well, we have 2 announcements left. One, speaking of Prometheus, he'll be on the podcast next week. That is going to be same place, same time. It's going to be 9 p.m. CET next Tuesday. But then after that, the main event. Oh, yes. Months ago, Jake said to me, 5 gifted subs, I'll be higher than you on the dual leaderboard at the end of season 1.
And that is true.
And he would be. It is true. But, you see, ever since the first week that he scratched 1800 ELO, I devised a plan. I was going to quit, make it look like I was rolling over. And then, when he couldn't refuse, offer him double or nothing. And here we are, 10 gifted subs on the line. But wait, there's more. Press OK wants to cast. Press OK's got a job. 10 more gifted subs. This is a 20 gifted sub best of 5 here next Tuesday at around about 10:30 CET. Me versus Y2Jake. The winner, 20 gifted subs, dignity, and, I don't know, some clout probably in the scene. Loser, banished, never to return.
Oh,
you guys are fucking wilding out.
Yeah,
there's going to be a poster and...
That's a loser leaves town match right there, if you're saying banished.
I will never cast or play again if I lose.
Ooh.
That's how embarrassing it'd be.
Well, you got the VOD now, so...
He's got 10 subs on that, right? We're 30 gifted subs. All right, 30 gifted subs and banishment on the line.
I'm not betting, fuck off. I'm just going to enjoy
It's going to be the worst duel ever after the NA duels that we're going to watch this weekend.
It's going to be best of 5, all on toxicity. And
official maps
best
only,
of 5 official maps. It's going to be pick ban pick remainder, and it's going to be a good time. So it's going to be on the Y2Jake channel. It's going to be on the Press OK channel, and I think I'll probably stream my POV from TimCon as well. And that about wraps up our show. So just leaves me to say thank you to Scuuchi for being our very special guest. You got anything you want to shout out or pimp out or what?
Pimp out?
No, actually, no, I don't have anything more to say.
No, where can we find you? Twitter, YouTube, Twitch?
Actually, I got a YouTube channel, but it's mostly about Kovac for now.
None of that.
Yeah, man, I am a Kovac god, so I need to start my Kovac scores. And you will find me on Twitch sometimes, so streaming my games on live. That's
Beautiful.
On Scuuchi 97.
And young FaZe, what you got going on, man?
You got nothing going on, to be fair. I'm going to be honest with you. I was meant to be working on that tutorial on YouTube. I haven't fully done it yet. I've got the footage. I just haven't recorded my voice yet for it.
That's the longest
I don't
part,
really
my
want
friend.
to do it. Yeah. Nonetheless, though, I do have 2 questions for Scuuchi.
You love these secret questions at the end that you don't tell us about, don't you? I love it.
First question, Scuuchi. How did you transition from Kovac to Quake and then from Quake to Diabotical?
Actually, it was pretty easy for me. I mean, I got a long story about FPS. I mean, I got a lot of hours in FPS. I started with APB Reloaded, free to play.
That game was sick.
Man, it's my most played games to this day. I got like 6K hours on that game.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot. Yeah, I started to play like when I was 10 years old, so it's okay. But then I went to COD. Then I stepped over CS for a while.
Hey, when you say COD, do you mean Pro Mod? COD 4 Pro
No,
Mod?
I say Modern Warfare 2. Multiplayer. No, I didn't play competitive COD 4, but I played Battalion competitive.
I probably played against you at some point.
I played Overwatch competitive until Season 3. I played Dirty Bomb competitively.
Good game.
I played a lot of stuff, and then after I Dirty Bomb, I transitioned to Quake, and in the same period I was training on Kovac.
Mhm.
So I think, in my opinion on Kovac is that it's useless if you just play Kovac. I mean, Kovac is a really good tool if you want to train, but if you just do that, you will never learn how to aim properly, because aim is not just raw aim mouse control, but it's all about the rest. So it's positioning, it's thinking about the timings on how to pick, when to pick, why would you pick. There is a lot of stuff behind aiming that a lot of people don't consider.
Question dos. Gear. What do you use? What is your gear
At the
when you're
moment,
competing?
I'm using like for a mouse the Rockcat Compute Ultra,
Mhm.
a custom keyboard made by Porterizer
Fucking hell.
with maybe I can show it to you. One sec. This is the one that I'm using at the
Nice.
moment,
A nice TKO. Nice.
and it was made by him. Pretty good.
Mhm.
And I'm using a 360 Hz.
360. Yeah. How's
I'm
that feeling?
actually the jump from the 240. It's quite little, but it's noticeable.
Mhm.
I mean, I see it. I'm one of the few people that can see the difference.
You're the
But
chosen one.
no, not really. But I think that a lot of people, it's useless for a lot of people that doesn't want to compete.
Mhm.
If you wanna have a little edge, you have to buy it. I mean, I think that every person that wants to compete at target level must always have not the best possible, but mm, must be able to compete at equal fields with others.
Yeah.
So if someone is competing with 360, you must have a 360. That's it.
And
Yeah,
the last question.
Oh, he's got a third.
Sorry, boys.
I was
You're
going to say
probably
your
gonna hate
eyes
me.
can't see above 30 from a second, but yeah.
The last question is: as a player, what is one quality that you would like to have, and what is one quality that you would like to remove from yourself as a player, competitive,
One quality that I would like to have actually at the moment.
and get rid of? For example, if you have a negative quality as a player.
Probably the one quality that I would like to have is a better communication with people that are not Italian at the moment. My English is not that bad, but it's not that good either. So sometimes the communication can be a little bit difficult, even by explaining my ideas about team play. And something that I would remove is actually for duel, I tend to be mad sometimes if the action goes in a, like I would say, in a random way. Sometimes I feel like when they spam rockets, they are not thinking about it, they are just spamming, and when I took damage from it, I get angry, and that's something that I would like to remove.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's quite. I think a lot of people would say the same with the
Yeah.
angry part of Duel.
Well, those are
GMT.
three questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
All right. And lastly, Jake, what you got going on?
Not too much. Well, I'll be casting with you on Sunday. We're doing the NA Duels, I assume, until about 3 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah, usually about 8 till 3.
Whatever time that is. So, if you sick of me last time, I'm going to be there again, unfortunately. So, soon I'll be fucking CEO, I reckon, at the Jake studio, I'm thinking. And then I'll put LG not back in the game. Yeah, that's everything from me, mate. So I'll see you Sunday.
Certainly. That brings an end to our show. Thank you to everyone for being on it. Thank you to all of you for watching it. If you've missed any, you can see the VOD in around about 24 hours time over on Y2Jake's YouTube channel.
Yes.
Anyway, that will be us for today. Thank you again and good night.
Yes,
Good
I'm
night,
going to raid someone called Daft Kid, who I think makes a couple of videos. I've seen his stuff on Reddit. Seems to make some good stuff, so I'm going to raid Daft Kid. And yeah, thanks guys. We will see you around.